Hello, friends. My name is Jenny Disa, your host for this evening. I'm the senior manager at Aleph, a platform to promote the global perspective of education and career. This is our 93rd Career Talk, broadcasted live on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Every Friday, we aim to bring in valuable speaker to discuss a topic that is important to you and for your career. For the benefit of our new viewers, let me quickly introduce you to Aleph. Aleph is an award winning edtech company, counseled over 23,000 students among top 10 study abroad consultants by Knowledge Review. Through us, you will have the option of 200 plus universities across 14 plus countries. We specialize in student scholarship and up till now distributed 23 crore scholarship to a student. So, with this, we move on to our today's topic study in Switzerland, hotel and tourism management. To discuss this exciting subject, we have with us an expert speaker. Let me do the honor of introducing him.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hi, Nishant.
Good
Hello,
afternoon.
welcome to the session.
Thank you so much, Annie. Thank you so much for having me here.
Sure. Mr. Nishant Suri, training manager. Nishant Suri started his hospitality journey from January 2008 with HTMi in order to prepare him for the industrial requirement. He has completed BSc degree and MSc from HTMi Switzerland, where he was awarded the best dissertation in the final year. Wow. While pursuing his education, he served in various jobs roles during his internship tenure in Switzerland with departments varying from kitchen commie to front office shift leader in training. He moved to Dubai in March 2015 to work at Ritz Carlton, Dubai International Financial Center, and was selected as learning coach for the reservation sales department. He is currently employed as hospitality training manager at HTMi since June 2018, where he facilitates the process of training campuses and students for hospitality and tourism management courses at HTMi. Wow. So who could be a better host today than yourself, Nishan?
Very
Welcome to
kind
the
of you.
session again. So I mean, you are a perfect host and an example and an alumni, who can speak and relate to a student who are watching today. So let's start with our questions to all our viewers. If you have any question, please feel free to write in the comment and we will try to address as we progress. So let's begin the session. Uh, Nishan, my first question to you is why hospitality is the known as the why Switzerland is known as the birthplace of hospitality?
Well, it goes back all the way to ancient history where, the first movers were in the location of where Switzerland is today. So all of that hospitality really comes from, and this was used to be the pit stop for many people, and somehow it moved towards industrialization at the time. Therefore, it became Switzerland, and the hospitality is basically that is taught at in Switzerland is like the gold standard that is expected everywhere. Uh, this is like not just the bare minimum. This is the most essential hospitality standards that every five-star hotel, every five-star luxury hotel should have, and that's why it's commendable like throughout the world, and it's so popular because what it teaches students is this very valuable experience of being not only just theoretical in terms of sound knowledge, give hands-on experience because they have 6 months of studies in campus and 6 months of internship. During their internship, they work in different departments in different parts of five-star luxury hotels again, and it could vary from again kitchen to front office to food and beverage services to banquets to events. The ocean is huge in hospitality, and I think that's why Switzerland is like the go-to point for any kind of hospitality education. So,
Great. So, just to add up to your point, I believe Switzerland is also the first mover to industrialize this sector
correct.
when it comes to, making this sector or recognizing this sector. I understand even when chefs were known as Bawarjis, and,
Exactly. Yes.
Switzerland was the country that, started this particular sector, gave it a recognition and its standard,
That
of
is
course.
absolutely correct. That is absolutely
Absolutely.
correct. And that really comes across through like the popular products of Switzerland, such as cheeses, such as watches, such as the wines, all the chocolates. That's the most important thing. So all of these products are well refined, not only just to create a relaxing environment for the people who came into Switzerland back then, but till date, because the most popular chocolate in the world, Lindt chocolate, it is it is the birthplace of chocolates, I would say, and it is the birthplace of all this like really tiny nuances, the attention to detail that goes into developing an experience for anybody. And even today, till date, if you've seen the new campaign of Switzerland with Roger Federer and Anna Hathaway, is brilliant because what they really are promoting is not just the people, but also the product of Switzerland. And that's why it's so essential. And it is, becomes like this destination where tourism is thriving. And after the COVID situation that we went through in 2020, this is the one destination that allows people to enter the country free. Like there are not so many restrictions, and that becomes a huge selling point for Switzerland because that's whole idea of being free to travel as we were before is coming back to life. And thanks to Switzerland that we are there now.
Absolutely. So if I connect your point, it's hospitality, luxury, and tourism.
Big time. Definitely, yes. Yes.
Wonderful. So glad that HTMI is in Switzerland. And how could you best introduce HTMI Swiss campus to us?
Well, firstly, as our campus motto is, come as student, become a manager. And what we like to believe, we're a leading hotel management institute in the world. And that's what we are. We're in the top 15 of QS ranking, so rank number 15. And that's where it's really important to see like how all of Switzerland, even all the hospitality education that you see, everybody is like, I would say the Ivy League of hospitality management is where every single Swiss hotel school is there on the ranking. So that is something which is great to see on the QS ranking, and also us, like we are there as always. So it just is where HTMI has this unique ability to provide students that experience, which is away from the city center. So firstly, we are located in this place which is called Sorenberg. Sorenberg is very beautiful. It's a UNESCO protected biosphere. So it's one of those extremely safe, extremely healthy, extremely beautiful, to be honest. Like that's the only words that really come to my mind. If you think of these old movies which were with the Shah Rukh Khan and Kajol, Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge, all these movie shoots that happened, they happened pretty much there. And if you picture Sorenberg and if you picture that movie, that's where you are, exactly in those locations where it's very picturesque, great opportunities to take photos, of course, but at the same time to live there. That's a privilege. And I was privileged enough to be able to stay there for a duration of time to do my studies. So it helped me focus since it is on a little bit away from the city center, about 1 hour away by drive. So it allowed me to be a student where I could implement myself to be fully aware that, okay, this is what I need to do for my studies, and this is the kind of outcome that I'm expecting. So it's one of those locations with, and also one of those institutes which really focuses on the key elements of hotel, and which is to provide luxury and also provide a unique experience for not only the students but also for when you're in the industry to work there.
Absolutely. So, could you give a brief about the training manager program that we have at
Of
HTMI,
course,
which is
yes.
unique with HTMI?
Of course. So as we have a 4-year program, we have an undergraduate course which provides students a unique experience throughout all the departments of a hotel industry, of any hotel company. So we start at year one, which is the base, the rudimentary level certificate, where students go into the culinary field. They go to the F&B, food and beverage service department. They also indulge themselves in a bit of events and get to know a bit about the hotel industry on as we see it in the base. And of course, they go for internships. And during this internship for 6 months, they get that experience where they're actually engaged completely in with the industry. This allows students to be fully immersed and in the first year. So somebody like me, I was only 19 when I was there. to do my education. And somebody who is at that young age to get into a full-time job, it's a huge opportunity. It is great to actually be indulged in this kind of education system, this kind of exposure. It's just brilliant. And from there, we have diploma level, higher diploma level, the bachelor's level, of course, the master's level. And each stage, it allows students to grow very efficiently and to get that unique experience and that exposure to the industry and finally understand that, okay, where do they fit the best? For me, I found myself to be fitting in sales and marketing. Took me a time, but I didn't fit there. And eventually, from I started with the passion of kitchen. I wanted to be a chef, but in the end, I ended up, having that communication skills. So it allowed me to be in the situation where now I'm in sales and marketing. So this is where, thanks to HTMi, I have been able to see myself develop into a manager, and that's what we aim at for all our students to become managers with all the skills that we provide.
Wonderful. So, what specifically programs that student can study at HTMI if they wish to come and study? Anything related to hotel tourism?
Of course, anything related to events, hotels, because that's a huge event market that is in the hospitality industry. Of course, we have culinary arts, baking and pastry as well. So right now we're having our revamped culinary arts program, which is completely out there and for students to sign up for our upcoming intake in August 2022.
Yeah.
So it's also a great opportunity for students to see that, okay, I want to become a chef, so we have the culinary arts. I want to become a pastry chef, so we have a baking and pastry arts program. So the again, for somebody who just wants to have a general overview, of course, we have the bachelor's degree program, which is probably going to give you or the students who want to have a general idea a great chance because they touch every single stone that is hospitality management, such as human resources, sales and marketing, all of that.
Sure. Could you specify the courses that we have at HTMI at bachelor's
Certainly.
and master's level?
Of course. So we have two options at the bachelor's degree program. So we have an option of 4-year course, which is basically 1 year. Each year is developed into 6 months of studies on campus, 6 months of internship off campus. And that's a 4-year course that gives a BSc honors degree, which is awarded by Ulster University. Plus, we have an BA degree, which is awarded by HTMI as well in hotel and events management. We have a fast track program, which is a 3-year course as well for the same BSc and the BA course. Once the students complete that, they have the option to continue into a master's program. Or for students who are from, let's say, from India, they have done a BCom honors or a BA in engineering, for example, then they can go for that postgraduate diploma program, followed by the master's. So the master's degree that we offer is an MSc from the Edinburgh Napier University, which is, again, a dual award where the MBA is from HTMI Switzerland.
Absolutely. So, just to highlight one thing you mentioned about BCom student, engineering student. So, is it not mandatory student need to have a relevant degree to pursue masters at HTMI?
So this is what the unique point is. So for students who are not having any kind of experience, that's absolutely fine. We have a 2-year program specially designed for them. So they can get to know the hospitality industry. They have like the basics covered in that first year, followed by which they then progress into the second year, which then they have the master's degree in hand, which they will pursue.
Absolutely. So, students, this is one interesting point. You need not have a relevant background. Of course, it's an advantage. But if you're at this stage wanting to explore the opportunity to come to this sector or have already been working in this sector and want to boost your, learning or enhance your academic skill, so you're most welcome to come and enroll with HTMI for a master's degree.
Yes, most certainly. And of course, we have our upcoming intake that is in August 2022, and the following one, which is in October 2022 as well. After that, we are moving into the new year, which is January 2023.
Absolutely. So, Nishant, what are the fees, approximate fees, and the scholarships that the student may
Sure,
look at with
sure.
HTMI?
So our fee structure starts from approximately 21 lakh Indian rupees. So that's 27,350 Swiss francs. This includes, of course, the tuition fee plus the accommodation plus the meals, which is breakfast, lunch, dinner, plus insurance. So
Wow.
everything is included in this fee structure. Once uh, students are enrolled, of course, the whole idea is for students to be comfortable on campus. So all our facilities are there. Of course, we have like leisure facilities such as a gym. We also have like on campus that I'm telling you. So we have a gym, we have a swimming pool which is heated, a sauna, an outdoor basketball court, and an outdoor football court. Of course, on campus we do several events every now and then to engage the students, because of course it is, we understand this on the outskirts of the city, so we always need to have like some kind of activities that is helping students to socialize. Students tend to have a very, I would say, good social life and a very healthy social life amongst themselves while they're on campus. Plus, on the outside of the campus in Thornburg, there are approximately 5 dining restaurants which are open to students. There are bars. There is, of course, a club as well, which is open during the winter season. So, and of course, for students who are living or choosing to live a very healthy lifestyle, there are many opportunities such as skiing, snowboarding, of course, because it's on the Alps, so it's directly facing the campus is directly facing the mountains. Of course, there are during the summer there's hiking, trekking, cycling, uh, archery, you name it. It's a very adventurous location, basically, if I may put it in short. So that way, students who are going from India, they have a very unique experience, because that kind of experience, usually we would need to travel to the north of India to go into mountain ranges and see how it feels to be in there. And we can go only for a couple of days. There, you're actually there, you're physically there. So it really, we engage with students not only just through the on-campus facilities, but also with the off-campus facilities. And of course, we make sure students do travel for chocolate factory trips, vineyard trips, cheese factory trips, because these are like I said, they're very key and very essential elements of Switzerland. So we want students to experience that firsthand, and of course it becomes a part of their curriculum, which students are able to experience it firsthand.
Wonderful. So, just to reinstate what you mentioned, the fee comes with the entire package of tuition, stay, meals,
Yes,
insurance. All the
correct.
mandatory expenses are covered within the
Yes,
course fee during
yes,
the academic times. And this also includes industry field trips, which are included in the cost.
that is correct.
And besides, you also covered what student can do when they are not studying
Of
during the
course.
weekends, of course. And just to add another point to this, Switzerland is a part of Schengen territory that allows the student to travel to other Schengen region on the same visa during weekends. So I'm sure, Nishant, you yourself might have, and
Yes,
students currently also during weekends go to France,
of
I
course.
suppose
Yes,
Germany, Netherlands, Amsterdam.
anywhere that they wish to,
Yeah.
anywhere. So that's the beauty of it. That's where Switzerland becomes that location of not just being beautiful, but also giving you the opportunity to explore different various regions of Europe. Unless of course students who want to go to the UK, there you need a visa. But everything else, and not only because the neighboring countries of Switzerland are France, Italy, Germany, a very tiny country called Liechtenstein, and Austria. So students will have the opportunity to, if they are staying for a longer period of time in Switzerland, they'll have plenty of time to experience not only just all of Switzerland, but also the neighboring countries of Switzerland. So again, in terms of city, if I may give you a little example of how mobile Switzerland is. So I come from Delhi. So if including traffic, it takes about 2 hours to go from north to south of Delhi.
Wow. Mhm.
To go from north to south of Switzerland without traffic and on being in an expressway on 120 kilometers per hour speed, easily you can cover 4 hours. So from north to south. So that way it's just very, I would say, not only is it mobile, but it has one of the best public transport systems as well. That's something which Switzerland is very proud of, and it's very punctual. So that's one thing which, again, due to the punctuality factor that
Absolutely.
comes in Switzerland through the transportation system, that goes translated across everywhere, and that again is a part of hospitality. So that's one thing which Switzerland is known for: their timing and their punctuality, and that is this one key element that students should learn in Switzerland as well.
Absolutely. So just to, repeat what you've mentioned, Switzerland is a birth destination for hospitality and tourism.
Yes,
HTMi offers an extensive bachelor's and a master program, having 6 months study and 6 month paid internship.
that is
Which
correct.
we could cover a paid internship, whereby you get a monthly stipend of approximately 1.5 lakh gross Indian
That is
rupees
correct.
that
Yes,
student to earn each month. And by the end of a bachelor's, they are actually studying for 18 months, and 18 months, they
that is
worked in
correct.
different hotels, three different properties, either in Switzerland or abroad, whatever, option that they come across with the help of HTMI.
Definitely is. So our career center, we take it upon ourselves at HTMI to ensure students not only do they get their internships. So what we prefer and what we encourage for students for the first year to do their internships in Switzerland, because it's very lucrative. And again, like we said, 1.5 lakh rupees for per month. For me, as a person who was 19 years old, that was a lot of money. So I could like for me, it was a good kickstart altogether. And of course, like I was able to like support my family as well to like settle a part of my fees. Now, again, for students who are usually who go to Switzerland and for their placements, they not only just stay in Switzerland, they tend to travel because Switzerland allows you to that exposure to have that international background. So it really gives you, while you're, let's say if a student is working at the front desk as an intern, you interact with so many people, you get to gauge like, okay, this is where I want to go. I want to, because if I want to stay in Switzerland, I definitely need to have at least two languages, which is German or French, or German or Italian and French, which again students can get. But at the same time, with that exposure, with that experience, students do so much better in terms of their career progression. They tend to go outside. So many students that we have at HTMI, they tend to go to the States to do management training programs. The UK, of course, students tend to go to Canada to go for further education as well. But at the same time, many students like myself, I went to the Middle East because I wanted to kickstart my career. So that way, the Middle Eastern market has not only just been very, I would say, beautiful in terms of like the career exposure, but thanks to HTMI, like I have progressed further in my career and been
Absolutely.
able to like now be an employee with HTMI. So that way, it's just absolutely brilliant of having that facility too given to all our students, where they can be placed globally.
Absolutely. Having said that, could you give more brief on what career support HTMI offer, and is there any stay back option in Switzerland?
Sure. Now, of course, with the career support that we offer, it's something which is to be placed in, like I said, the main regions of such as the States, the UK, the Middle East, because these are key strong points. Of course, if a student wants to go back to their home country to continue their jobs, we support them with that as well. Of course, with our partners such as Marriott, Hyatt, uh, the Ritz Carlton that I worked in, we are the only Swiss hotel school that has its own chain of hotels. So our chain of hotels called Swiss Touches. Students can be placed there as well, who serve as brand managers. So that way, the opportunities are again countless and almost endless. So we provide that support to all our students. And in terms of the stay back option for Switzerland, because see, the Swiss system is very, I would say, concerned with Swiss citizens. So therefore, there's not really much of a chance for students to unfortunately stay back. But there are several opportunities, and again, there are several chances for students to move forward in their careers at a much, I would say, faster pace once they finish their graduations and then go outside of the country. And that's what usually students tend to do. Once they get into internships in Switzerland, they tend to usually go outside because that's what is the best for them. And of course, we want to do the best for our students at HTMI. So we give them that opportunity.
Absolutely. So that also gives them an opportunity to explore different countries and
Definitely
travel.
is.
Yeah.
Definitely is. Most certainly is.
So, just your personal view about, or thought about coming and studying in Switzerland at the age of 19 for parents, especially, who are keen to send their kids, far away at the age
Mhm.
of 19. How safe, or, is it to study in Switzerland, and whether the student can cope up on their own?
See, for me as a person who was at the age of 19, I can definitely say it is the world's most safest country in the world. Like, you can be walking in the streets at around 4 or 5 in the morning, and or even after a night out, let's call it 2 or 3 in the morning, you're out there on the street. You will be completely safe. Nobody random is going to approach you. Of course, maybe if you're, let's say, in a situation where you may be at risk, the police will actually approach you, say that, okay, are you fine? Are you okay? So that way, it's one of those locations where you will feel at home almost immediately. I felt zero homesickness when I was outside, so that way it was a good advantage for me. Um, Also, of course, for students in terms of coping, especially during an internship, they're very easy to cope. The language barrier almost breaks down because you speak the language. Of course, at HTMi, we help students to learn the language as well. So that way they're able to communicate and, again, like, coincide and coexist with the Swiss citizens, and also, like, the other nationalities that are there. And that's very important to understand that Switzerland, because it's so diverse, not only just in terms of campuses, but as a country, so it allows students to really mingle and understand different cultures as well. So it's a very uh, important point. That's, because how the hospitality industry is multicultural, Switzerland itself is very multicultural, so they live it. Like, hospitality is in the foundation and the DNA of Switzerland. So yeah, that's how it is.
Absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely. So Switzerland being strategically located in the center of Europe, and being
Yes.
a 12 months tourist destination, uh, Asian tourists flocking in, winters, and the European in the summers, makes it,
Definitely is.
a vibrant tourist destination. Absolutely. And
Definitely.
with this, Nishant, your last word of advice to a student as my
Sure.
last question for you.
Sure. So, for students who are wanting to go to Switzerland, or even for that matter, wanting to study abroad, I think Switzerland is a very good destination to not just choose, but to prioritize even. Because one place, one thing is that students get the opportunity to study and work full time. So there's no, like, part time that will, like, keep students distracted. Students will have the opportunity to be in one of the most beautiful locations, and definitely travel and have that opportunity to travel different parts of Europe. Uh, Thirdly, there's also a chance of getting to know several cultures. So that way, this hands-on experience, like, literally, like, to live it, it just is, you will not find it anywhere else. So with these key points, with 3, 4 key points that I've just mentioned, Switzerland is definitely the destination for students to study. And of course, it's one of those places that you will find it, like, unforgettable for the rest of your life. And of course, you'll probably tell your children and grandchildren at one point to say that, okay, yes, this is where I was and this is what I achieved.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Nishant, for your advice. So, audience, student friends who are watching, I'm sure Nishant shared quite an informative, insight about Switzerland and HTMI, and that had made you curious already. So, do get in touch with us on our helpline number for more information. You have August intake coming up. We have scholarship for students who are applying early. Hence, get in touch with us and we help you with the entire admission and the visa process. So, thank you all for joining us today. Thank you, speaker, once again, for your insightful conversation. Uh,
Thank you, Jenny.
if any of our listeners seek further information, please feel free to contact us on our helpline number or visit our website www.alif.in. An experienced counselor will be happy to assist you. My name is Jenny Disa from Alif, signing off with a promise to come back again with another interesting topic and some amazingly talented speaker enlightening you on the subject that matters to you most. Until then, stay safe and stay excited. Thank you so much, Nishan.
Thank you, Jenny. Thank you so much.
Yeah.